If you think any of these systems are going to work as expected in wartime, you are fooling yourself. US Transportation Command in response that their computerized logistical systems were mostly unclassified and on the internet that may be necessary to keep in touch with civilian companies in peacetime or when fighting terrorists or insurgents, but in a new era facing off with China or Russia, it is dangerously complacent. Subscribe Daily Reveal TV. Also click the bell icon for upcoming videos. Any 21st century war will include cyber operations. Weapons and support system will be successfully attacked. Rifles and pistols won't work properly. Drones will be hijacked mid-air. Boats won't sail or will be misdirected. Hospital won't function. Equipments and supplies will arrive late or not at all. US Department said military systems are vulnerable. We need to face that reality by halting the purchase of insecure weapons and support system and by incorporating the realities of offensive cyber attacks into our military planning. Over the past decade, militaries have established cyber commands and developed Cyberwar doctrine. However, much of the current discussion is about offensive. Increasing our offensive capabilities without being able to secure them is like having all the best guns in the world and then storing them in an unlocked, unguarded armory. They just won't be stolen, they'll be subverted. Increasingly brazen cyber attacks by everyone from criminals to governments. Everything is now a computer, and those computers are vulnerable. Car, medicals, devices, power plants, and fuel pipelines have all been targets. Military computers, whether they are embedded inside weapon systems or on desktop managing the logistics of those weapon systems, are similarly vulnerable. We could see effect as solid as making a tank impossible to start up. Military software is unlikely to be any more secure than commercial software. Although sensitive military systems rely on domestically manufactured chips as part of trusted foundry program, many military systems contain the same foreign chips and code that commercial systems do. Just like everyone around the world uses the same mobile phones, networking equipments, and computer operating systems. For example, there has been serious concern over Chinese-made 5G networking equipment that might be used by China to install backdoors that would allow the equipment to be controlled. This is just one of many risks to our normal civilian computer supply chains. And since military software is vulnerable to the same cyber attacks as commercial software, military supply chains have many of same risks. Militaries around the world are now exploiting these vulnerabilities in weapon systems to carry out operations. When Israel in 2007 bombed a Syrian nuclear reactor, the raid was preceded by what is believed to have been a cyber attack on Syrian air defense that resulted in radar screens showing no threat as bombers zoomed overhead. In 2018, a 29-country network exercise, Trident Juncture, that include cyber weapons was disrupted by Russian GPS jamming. NATO does try to test cyber weapons outside such exercises but has limited scope in doing so. In May, Jens Stoltenberg, the NATO Secretary General, said the NATO computer systems are facing almost daily cyber attacks. They said it's time to take cybersecurity seriously in military procurement, from weapon systems to logistics and communication contracts. The war of the future will not only be about explosions, but will also be about disabling the system that make armies run. It's not solely that base will get blown up, it's that some bases will lose power, data, and communication. Gone are the days when we can pretend that technologies will work in the face of a military cyber attack. Securing the system will make everything we buy more expensive, maybe a lot more expensive, but the alternative is no longer viable. The future of war is cyber war. If your weapons and systems aren't secure, don't even bother bringing them onto the battlefield.